What are the firewall plocies? A firewall decides which traffic should be passed and which traffic should be blocked. This is the core feature of the firewall to ensure network security. A security policy defined as different set of rules that decides the fate of data or traffic. A firewall does not go through all policies altogether, but it will check policies one by one from top to bottom. If data does not match with any policy, then default policy will be applied. Most of the time, default policy would be defined as denied. As you can see, we are using our basic scenario with 2 PCs in inside zone. Now, if you want to check the created policies of firewall, you needed to go to policies. Then there, as you can see, 2 default policies are there. One is interazone and other is interzone. Intrazone is for local network to reach each other, which is allowed by default. And intrazone is to connect inside network to outside, which is blocked by default. So if interzone is blocked by default, then why we can access internet on local? This is because we have created a policy already which allows the traffic. So I have 2 systems which I've installed in VMware. One is called Windows 11 and other one is clone of Windows 11. As you can see, internet is working on both of them, and now we are trying to learn how policies work. So first, I'm going to create a very simple policy to stop some website or all websites. So first, open the firewall, go to the policies and click on Add button to create a new policy. So first we need to give the name to the policy. As you can see, we are giving new policy 1. Then we go to source and we click on the source zone, and at the moment I'm using it as inside zone, and we can check particular source address as well. So here I'm going to use 192.168.0.101 as particular source address, so that all the changes would be applied to that PC. Then do the destination address. And at the moment, policy is allowed. Let's change it to the deny. Now let's apply changes. But we are unable to apply it as we are not seeing OK. Or OK button is not highlighted. So in Firewall Policies, we can check which column of policy is pending. Basically, we can see it here that if any column is color red, it means that we need to check those column at the moment. Destination column was red, so I'm selecting desired destination as outside 1. OK, perfect. Now as you can see, I can click on OK and now done. Now I have to commit it and we will wait up to 100%. Now upon checking, as we can see, internet is working on first window PC, but we have set up a policy for the second one, so let's check there. Okay, now checking on second window. Internet is still working, so let's see why it is like this, because clearly we are using denied policy and internet should not be working. Now for checking, we are going to go to the policies. And as you can see, the new policy which we have created is at number 2. But as we know, policies only work step by step, means first policy will be checked first, and then second policy would be checked. And now because first policy, we are allowing all the traffic from inside zone to outside zone. All traffic would be allowed at first policy and will not go to second policy at all. Since traffic is not going to the second policy, no traffic would be denied. So what we are going to do now, we are going to make this policy to the top one. So as you can see, by clicking on the policy, we can move the policy. We have to type the name of the policy, before which we want to move our new policy, as you can see. I'm making it on the top and it is done. Now again, we have to commit it to save. Without committing, it won't work. And as you can see, now internet is not working on my second PC. As you can check, there is no internet on the bottom bar. Also, upon checking in command prompt, my IP address and gateway are the same before, but internet is not working. This is because we moved the policy to top 1. Now this policy would be checked. First, then other policies would be checked. Data coming from 192.168.0.101 would be checked by this policy. Then other policies comes into the motion.